Wendy Cukier is the president of Coalition for Gun Control. Thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
What is your reaction to the U.S. National Rifle Association's call for armed guards at every school in the nation?
It's clearly an effort to deflect the attention that's focused on them as the principal facilitators of gun violence by blocking every reasonable effort to strengthen gun control in the U.S. At Columbine, there were armed guards. It made no difference at all. When you realize that many of the killers in these mass school shootings are so angry and so disturbed and often suicidal, armed guards won't stop them.
Here at home, the Canadian Shooting Sports Association president says a knee-jerk reaction won't solve the problem. According to him, mental health care, social cohesion have more to do with lower rates of gun deaths than gun control. Do you agree with that?
Certainly we have to address primary prevention, but the reality is last year in the United States there were 12,000 gun murders. Here in Canada there were 200, and in the United Kingdom there were 40. Where you have stronger gun laws, it's much tougher for dangerous people to get access to guns. And the gun lobby in Canada, working with the National Rifle Association, has done everything in its power, not just to block, but to weaken Canada's gun laws. We are now the only industrialized country to weaken its gun laws in the last decade. It's shocking and it's preposterous.
What do you think explains North America's obsession with guns?
Well, the reality is where you have more guns, it's much more difficult to implement gun control because you have more opposition. Even in Canada, the places with the highest rates of gun ownership, Alberta, rural Ontario, are the places with the highest rates of gun death and injury. Yet those are the places where there is the most opposition to gun control. And even in this province, we've seen a premier and his cabinet do nothing to stop the Prime Minister when they destroyed more than 2 million records on who owned guns in this province, when they eliminated the controls over gun sales in this province that had been in place since 1977. So it's very clear that there's a paradox. The countries which have strong gun laws tend to have lower rates of gun owners, and it tends to be easier to strengthen laws. The United States has almost as many guns as people, and it's very, very difficult given their political system and given the power of the NRA.
How much more do you think should be done in Canada to control guns?
Well, as I said, we're the only industrialized country that's weakened its gun laws. The chief of police in Toronto has said that gun seizures are down 40% since last year because guns aren't registered. When someone is deemed dangerous and prohibited from owning firearms, there is no way to find out what guns that they own. We've significantly hampered the police efforts to trace guns, and we've undermined the ability to ensure that licensed gun owners don't divert legal guns to illegal markets. We have to move quickly and decisively to reintroduce measures to control the sale of firearms and to ensure that the police can do their job.
All right, Wendy Cukier, president of Coalition for Gun Control, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for your thoughts. We appreciate it.
Thank you.